Alright, what's up guys? We're back here with another movie review, and we're continuing our series of reviewing all of Stephen King's movies. Now we're on to another movie that I fucking hate, Cujo. This is a terrible movie, and it's a terrible book. I hate this book, and I hate this movie. It's about a dog that gets rabies, and has apparently getting rabies gives a dog the ability to rip car doors clean off and eat an entire cop. Oh boy. I was not looking forward to this one. This is the dumbest premise for a movie I've ever seen. I am not kidding you. This Saint Bernard in this movie gets rabies and apparently gives him the ability to knock down screen doors, rip off car doors, steal metal car doors off of cars. And I'm not talking about just opening it. I'm talking about ripping car doors off. Shaking cars. It's able to move cars. And it eats an entire cop whole. Oh, Jesus. This is a terrible movie. And it's got a great review on Rotten Tomatoes. Well, it's got like a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's not got a horrible score, which is very disappointing to me. Oh my God, Cujo. Really, this movie is almost 3 hours long. And I find that to be mind-boggling why it's so long. It may have been a mini-series at one point. I'm not sure. But basically what this movie is about, I guess this woman got like divorced or something and she's buying this house or something. I don't even know. I didn't even want to go back and watch this. I'm just going off of memory here. Again, I said I'm not going to go back and watch something that I really hated. I'm only going to go back and I'm only going to go watch the ones that I haven't seen yet. Unless I want to go back and watch it, like one that I've seen 100 different times that I would definitely like to go back before I review it is Christine. John Carpenter did the score for Christine, and John Carpenter just killed it with that movie. Christine is probably one of my favorite Stephen King adaptations. Christine, even though the premise is kind of ridiculous, he executes it to the fullest. Christine is truly a masterpiece of a movie, in my opinion, and I'm probably going to give it an A+. Christine is truly a hidden gem, and it's not given enough love. And the thing that I love most about it, it shows the relationship between the kid and the car. I mean, there's a real relationship there. And you'd have to go watch Christine to understand what I'm saying. The entire movie as a whole is amazing, though. But Cujo, oh boy. Yeah. Pretty much the only story here is, so blah, 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 backstory. They're moving into this new house. Or at least they're going up there. And they get this woman and her like 6-year-old kid are trapped in this car. And outside the car is this Saint Bernard with the rabies. And there's multiple scenes where they're stuck in the car and the dog's trying to get in it. I think one of the original owners of the dog ends up getting eaten inside the house, like ripped apart by the dog. And then a cop shows up. He runs into the barn, and then the dog like rips him off of a rafter and eats his entire body, which is one of the dumbest scenes I've ever seen in a horror movie. This movie is terrible, and it runs on for a ridiculous amount of time. 2 hours and 44 minutes. I was bored of it a half an hour in, probably 20 minutes in. Oh, Jesus. Here we go again. Yeah, there's one scene where the kid ends up having like this heat stroke and he starts convulsing or whatever. You can only do so much with a couple characters stuck in a hot car. I mean, ugh. So, fun fact is there's this other Stephen King movie called Cat's Eye, and it's a compilation of 3 different stories that take place in the same universe. And in Cat's Eye, there is a bunch of a bunch of references to other Stephen King stories. Like in one of the scenes, Christine drives by. And then in another one of the scenes right after that, a dog is walking down the sidewalk and it's a St. Bernard referencing the Cujo. There's a bunch of different references like that. Like I think one scene, a person is either reading The Stand or Graveyard Shift. I forget which one. Um, and I think the little girl from Rose Red ends up showing up in one scene. There's a bunch of different shit, and I can't remember every one of them, but it gets interesting. All right, Cujo, yeah. It's not the worst Stephen King movie I've ever seen, but it's pretty high up there. I'm waiting for the fucking Dark Tower story where someone's like, Cujo came from the Crimson. Yeah. If Stephen King, I know he's never going to do it, but if he ends up coming up with a story that Cujo is an ancient demon, I'm going to burn every issue of Dark Tower I have because that's going to put the nail in the coffin. That would be the dumbest decision. Ugh. And it's not even one of those movies that's so bad it's good. This movie is terrible. Everything about it is terrible and boring. I watched it when I was 6, and I remember then not even getting scared. It just bored me. It was stupid. This is a stupid movie, and I don't understand why people like it. Listen to the premise of this. A rabid dog gets rabies. It has the ability to rip off car doors, open screen doors, and eat an entire cop whole, and terrorizes this woman and her child. That is a stupid plot for a movie. It is beyond stupid, okay? That plot sounds retarded to me, okay? It just does. Oh my God. I don't understand. I just don't understand. Oh my God. Fuck this movie. Fuck this movie. Let's get to the ratings. What should I rate this movie? Oh, I don't know. How about we give it an F? You get an F, Cujo, because you suck. Oh, so remember to leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll be back here with more. Oh, I'm so glad this is over.